What's up? So I got a question for you. Have you, or when's the last time you looked yourself in the mirror, dead in the eye, and told yourself you are proud of yourself for X, Y, or Z? Fill in the blank. I asked this question yesterday. I posted a question on Instagram and Facebook, just kind of putting it out there, posing the question, just kind of getting some thoughts on there. And those that responded were essentially overwhelmingly of no, I've never done it, never even crossed my mind to do it. And yeah, just never even that was something that I ever even incorporated in my life. And the reason why I did that is we've seen in our own life the incorporation of this and the power of what this has done. And so, just a little backstory. The reason how this first came about was one thing that we've been doing with our daughters. We have two daughters, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. Is on a daily basis or a nightly basis incorporating gratitude. So every night before we go to bed, we ask them, what are you grateful for? What is something in your life that you're grateful for? And, they throw out a bunch of different things in their life, which is amazing to see. But then it kind of transformed, and I asked the question to my oldest daughter is, what is one thing that you're proud of yourself for today? And you could see her thinking. You could see the wheels kind of turning. And, she kind of looked at me with this blank stare. And I said, Carson, what is one thing that you did today that you're proud of yourself for? And same thing. She took some time, thought about it, looked at me, and she's like, I don't know what you mean. And, that was one of those things of wow, I feel like I'm letting you down as a parent. It was kind of that gut punch of you know what? I feel like I'm not doing my job to the fullest. And so, we explained to her a little bit on there, and we started incorporating that. But then I turned it on myself and I asked myself the same question is, what is one thing today that I'm proud of myself for? And, to be honest, I probably had the same exact look that she had on her face. I was sifting through my day, I had a normal day of what I do every single day between coaching, being a husband, being a dad, having, businesses and everything else. And I literally could not come up with one thing that I was proud of myself for. And, I've started to kind of took a step back and really thought about it of wow, I don't allow myself to be proud of myself really for anything. I have a tendency to live in that win and then kind of thought process. I don't allow myself to really feel that sense of pride of the things that I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, I take pride in everything that I'm doing, but I don't allow myself to really be prideful and feel feel that aspect or that essence of being proud of myself for those. And so what I realized is by being in that win and then kind of thought process of essentially, I haven't arrived yet. I haven't accomplished my goal, so I can't be proud of myself or I can't be grateful for those things. It was that thought process of when I accomplish my goal of whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish, then I will allow myself to be happy or proud of myself for. And it was that understanding of that's really kind of terrible. That really is kind of sad because just on a daily basis of, it's that same conversation we have with athletes all the time of, you never really accomplish your goal. Your goal is always going to be essentially another step ahead of you on there because it's always evolving, and you're probably never going to officially accomplish the person that you want to ultimately create. But it's the person that you evolve into is what the reward is, and the journey is really the ultimate reward behind that. But if you can't be proud of yourself in the midst of that, what the hell are you doing, right? And so, at first I had to really take a step back and be wow, that was kind of a wake-up call. And so what I've been trying to do every day is take, 10 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever it is, to allow myself to really dive into and think about, whether it's the smallest task I did for the day or it's the biggest thing that I did to overcome of bringing a sense of wow, I'm proud of you for doing that today. And you know what, to be honest, it still takes me time to this, but at first it took me seriously, I'm proud of you for making the bed this morning, right? I'm proud of you for eating 3 times today. I'm proud of you for holding the door for a stranger. I'm proud of you for saying thank you. I'm proud of you for, taking the 5 minutes out of your time to set down the phone and talk to your daughter or play with your kids or talk to Courtney or whatever it may be. Or it's turned into proud of myself for taking and reaching out to that athlete, or I'm proud of myself for making that extra phone call, and it's evolved into bigger things. But initially, it was like literally the smallest monumental thing that I could think of was what I had to tell myself that I am proud of for. It was kind of that micro promise that we work oftentimes with a lot of our athletes on, of just making the smallest step we possibly can, and then that evolves into bigger steps. But initially, it was like, oh my Lord, I really do not allow myself to feel that essence of pride in myself of just being grateful for the things that I do on a daily basis. So with that being said, I highly encourage you, I challenge you actually to take this on. Take a minute, take 10 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever it may be, look yourself in the mirror, because I think that's very important as well, to be able to look yourself in the eye, because I think for a lot of us, it's hard to look ourselves in the eye based off of whatever we have going on throughout the day. And so I want you to take some time, look yourself in the mirror, and say the following of, I am proud of you for X, Y, Z. I am proud of, state your name for you doing this. And it may start off with something so so small that it may not even pop up on your register, but I promise if you can incorporate this on a daily basis, day after day, that little bitty itty pride thing that you are saying to yourself, all of a sudden will turn into bigger things that you're finding throughout the day. And I know for me, it's allowed me to think of just taking that one extra step where I might have been kind of wishy-washy on. It might allow me to, instead of saying, yeah, that can wait for tomorrow, is that I'm going to do this today so I can have that essence of proud feeling for myself to take into what I'm going to tell myself tonight. So I want you guys to take this challenge. I want you to see if you can challenge a friend, challenge a family member, challenge a coworker, whatever it may be, to see if we can take this on, because I've seen it in my own household. I've seen it with me, that if we can be aware of that and bring that to a light in our life, all of a sudden we can transform our lives. It's going to transform other lives as well. So my challenge is for you, look yourself in the mirror today, tell yourself one thing that you are proud of yourself for, and see how that makes you feel, see how that gives you just that energy and that just that gratitude feeling behind there. So I appreciate you hopping on here, gang. But challenge a friend, challenge a family member, challenge whoever. Let's change the world together, y'all. Let's make this place a better place, and a place that we can have gratitude and be proud of ourselves for. So take care.